YouTube, top of the morning. You already know it's your boy Swift, and we back at y'all with another one. So look, today we got us a nice dry van run. It's really a short trip, so I guess you can call it a local load. It's a total of 246 miles. But we do have two separate stops we have to go to within that mileage. As far as the details, the trailer is a total of 33,000 pounds, and it's 1,527 pieces. So yeah, it's not a heavy load. Well, it's not a light load, but it's not too heavy. We're probably gonna put the tandems on like the 6-hole. But yeah, like I said, it's a short little trip. So after this, we might have another run, hopefully, because you already know your boy trying to run the miles up. The more miles I do, the more money I make. But yeah, only time will tell. But for right now, I'm about to fill out this paperwork. We're gonna swing around and find our trailer. And then after that, we're gonna get on the road. All right, y'all, so first things first, you already know, we're gonna check these tires. Even already did my pre-trip on my trailer. We're gonna do it again. And then look, here we go with this mud flap issue. But actually, this time it's actually on the driver's side. Like I said before, my last video is not broken. For some reason, it always comes up like that on one of the sides. But besides that, make sure our kingpin is in the locking jaws. Raise up my landing gear. Check my cross members. Make sure they're not bent or damaged. Check the side of my trailer. Make sure there's no damage from a previous driver. You already know the deal. Also got to slide my tandems way forward. We probably gonna put it on about the 6-hole, because usually these trailers are heavy towards the front. But yeah, none of my wires are hanging down, at least 12 inches from the ground. Check these back tires. Looking good, sounding good. Both of my mud flaps is intact. My lights is working. See what this load looking like. At this place, they don't come with a seal. That's at the reefer yard, but at this yard we get our seal when we go to the front. But everything is strapped down, looking nice and secure. That locked in. Check this side of my trailer, looking good, not dented or damaged. Check these tires out, looking good, sounding good. I got my skirt. Like I said, I already checked in my tractor. So yeah, I'm gonna slide these tandems to where they need to be. We're gonna hop on the scale. Then after that, we're gonna get on the road. Got our trailer and our paperwork filled out and everything. But as I said before, we do have to scale this load before we head out. But at this specific location, this scale only gives you the total weight of your tractor and trailer. But I'm gonna teach y'all a little trick that one of my trainers taught me, to where you can get the individual actual weights with using this old school type of scale, I guess you can call it. I don't know if it's old school, or I don't know what the name for the scale is, but I know at the other locations they give you the individual axle weights, but this one doesn't. So I'm gonna show you how to break it down though. For some reason, it's not gonna pull up the numbers on this camera, but I'm still gonna show you how to do it. So first things first, you get up on the scale with your steer tires. You get the weight of your steer tires, which in this case, my tires are a little bit over 11,000. So you keep that number in mind, and then you drive onto the scale with your steer tires and your drive tires. So right now, my total weight is at 43,000 pounds. So with that, I'm a minus my steer tire weight, which was 11,000. So that puts me at 33,000 pounds on my drive tires. So now we know that my steer tires are 11,000 and my drive tires are 33,000. Now for the final step, you get off of the scale with your steer and drive tires, and you just leave your trailer tires on the scale and weigh that by itself. And mines are at 28,000 pounds, almost 29,000. So that's the way that you are able to get all of your axle weights broken down individually on this total weight scale. So we had 11,000 pounds on our steers, 33,000 pounds on our drives, and 29,000 on our trailer, so we legal. So now at this point, all we got to do is get our trip sheet and get our seal, and then we're going to head to the first store. All right, y'all, so we got our seal and we got our trip sheet. Be quiet, girl. Why you interrupting me? GPS be getting on my nerves. But like I said, we got everything we need. Now, from here to our first stop, it is a total of 83 miles. It's probably going to take us a little bit under 2 hours to get there. So just sit back, relax, and enjoy these driving clips. All right, y'all, so we made it to our first stop in the city that we in right now. It's called Fountain, Colorado. And as far as this store, they are getting a total of 18 pallets. So before I go inside, the first thing I got to do is put my name and my signature on this first sheet. And then on the second sheet, I write the time that I arrived. And when I finish, I write the time that I depart. And then we do the same thing for the next store. But yeah, I got that filled out. Now let's go inside and get this stuff unloaded so we can get on to our next stop. Okay, so let me break it down for all my people that'll be starting at Kroger soon. So for every load you get, you'll get a trip sheet and a bill of lading. This is your trip sheet. And for every stop you go to, you'll need to get a signature and the person who unloads the truck to print their name on the trip sheet. And for your bill of lading, you just have to write the time you got there and the time you depart. And they're also going to have to give you another signature on this sheet. And you have to do that for every stop. And right here, I got my seal because at every stop you go to, you'll need to put a seal on it after the truck gets unloaded. And that's pretty much it. Right now, I'm currently at the door waiting for the receivers to open it up so I can open up the trailer and they can get started. Okay, so I'm done getting unloaded at the first stop. As y'all see, I got the signature and the printed name. Also got the signature on the back, and I entered the time that I'm leaving. And this right here, this second number is my seal number for the next stop. So when you enter your information on your tablet, you're gonna need to know the person's name, who signed it, and the seal number for the next stop. And also on your bill of lading, it'll tell you how far you are from the next stop. So like I was saying, the first stop was 85 miles away. Now from here, my next stop is gonna be 42 miles. And after I get there, it's gonna take me 118 miles to get back to the warehouse to drop the empty trailer off. So that's pretty much breaks down the bill of lading. But yeah, let's get to it. We're about to get up out of here and get on to this next stop. So we just made it to our second stop, and as y'all see, I pretty much improvised on how to get this trailer into this dock. I could have just backed in from the street and made it into like a weird little 90-degree back in, but instead I just pulled straight across into that post office and turned it into a straight back. Sometimes that's what you got to do in trucking, especially on these local runs, because like I said, these docks is not set up for sleeper cabs. It's really set up for day cabs and box trucks, but I made it work though. Get this trailer unloaded and then see what the next step is, because I might be dropping this trailer here and picking up another trailer that's full of trash, or I might be taking this empty, but I'll let y'all know when we get to that point. All right, so as I suspected, I just went in there and talked to the receiver, and he said he wants me to drop this trailer here and just take the trailer next to me that's full of trash. But yeah, your boy's getting pretty good with this. I can predict the future at this point. But let's get unhooked to this trailer, then we're gonna hook up to the trailer next to it and get that one back to the DC. So at this point, I got my new trailer. I'm hooked up and everything. I got my tandem slid back in place, and I'm almost ready to go. But the next thing for me to do is to do a trailer DVIR for the trailer that I dropped off, and then do another trailer DVIR for the trailer that I picked up. And then I have to call my dispatch and let them know that I dropped the trailer instead of doing a live unload, so they can get the information switched out for my report. And then after that, we should be all good to go. But right now, I'm just on hold waiting for them to answer so I can let them know that it was a drop and hook instead of a live unload. That's pretty much what you got to do, because sometimes in the paperwork, they want you to do a live unload, but when it comes to the customer, you really can't tell the customer no. So if he wanted me to do a drop and hook, that's what I did. I just got to report it. All right, so I'm bored right now. For some reason, my phone don't got no service. So my podcast I was watching got interrupted. So let me hit y'all with a story time that happened to me last night. So as you already know, I got my bike on my truck, and I pretty much try to get at least 10 miles in every night. So I'm riding last night, and I got about a little bit over 4 miles out. And then at that point, I ran into a screw in my front tire. So the reason I knew, because I heard this little tick noise, and that sound was the sound of the screw hitting the ground every time my tire went around. So I stopped, looked at both of my tires. I ended up finally seeing the screw, but at that point the air wasn't coming out. But for some reason, instead of just leaving it alone, I tried to unscrew the screw, and then at that point the air started leaking out fast. So I thought I was thinking fast, and I tried to screw the opposite way, to screw it all the way down into the tire to see if it would stop the leak again. And that worked for a hot little second. I screwed it down, then I got back on the bike, and I was able to ride for like 2 minutes. Before that 2 minutes was up, the tire was completely flat, like all the way flat down on the rim. So at that point, over 4 miles away from where I parked my truck at the truck stop, and I don't got no tools or no extra inner tube with me. So I gotta walk pretty much 4 miles back to my truck with this bike. And my tire had came off the rim, so it was an even more crazier walk because I had to hold the front of my bike up while I'm walking. So it turned into like a full body exercise, because I'm trying to balance this bike while I'm walking. Plus, while I'm watching for all these weird Colorado animals that be moving around at night, it be all kind of rabbits and frogs and foreign bugs. So Like y'all know, I'm from the West Coast, so I ain't used to seeing all that shit. Plus, a couple days ago, when I was on one bike trail, I seen 2 snakes, so I'm already being extra cautious. So yeah, that was a pretty crazy event that happened last night. Plus, like I said, I had to hold my bike up so I couldn't watch my phone and watch a podcast or something while I'm walking. And my girlfriend was at the Chris Brown concert at the time, so I couldn't talk to her. So it was just a long, lonely, terrible walk. My exercise usually takes me about an hour to do the 10 miles, a little bit over an hour, I'm not gonna lie, but last night, all the way in total, it took me nearly 2.5 hours just to get back. So yeah, my 1 hour exercise ended up turning into 2.5 hours because pretty much I wasn't prepared. Now I know when I go out to ride, I'm gonna have a backpack with me, and I'm gonna have my little small pump, and I'm gonna have my wrench to take off my tire, and I'm gonna have 2 spare inner tubes at all times when I go out. But yeah, last night I wasn't prepared, and I ended up getting stuck between a rock and a hard place. But yeah, I just wanted to get that off because, like I said, right now I ain't got no service, and I'm just driving bored, so I wanted to hit y'all with a story time. So that was yet another successful load in the books. But at this point, we pretty much done for today. I done sat for a little while. I haven't got sent another load. So I guess they want me to get started back early tomorrow. But for right now, we about to wrap this video up. But before y'all go, please don't forget to like the video, subscribe to my channel, leave some comments, keep that engagement up. We almost at 300 subscribers. Let's keep on pushing. Your boy trying to go viral. But until next time, you already know it's your boy Swift. And I'm going to get back to y'all on the next one. Go.